Why hello again. Another little video. This is on a request from a friend of mine who actually has withdrawal symptoms if I don't do him a video. So this one is for him. Basically it is part 3 of Back to Basics. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go from the box when you first buy the train to actually putting the train on the track. First of all, I don't do unboxings. I just hate it. It's very boring to me. The thing is, all I want to see is the train running. That's the major thing, and the major details of it. That's all. So anyway, so what we're going to use is, first of all, we'll use that one. I've got another one which is sitting here, which is my DB Schenker, which is a sound one, TTS. I'll show you a little thing they can do with that one. But also, I've all got this, my 128 Parcel Force one there. This one I'll show you on accelerations and decelerations. There's my little signal box, all lit up as usual. So one of the things is, when I first buy my locos, is sometimes they have the chips in, sometimes they don't. If they haven't got the chip in, one thing that I do is, first of all, downstairs I've got an oval of track which is DC, which I use for my grandson. I run the train around there and do that. It also is, most of my trains I buy from Steve at the Hobby Goblin. He has got a layout in there, and you can run the trains around, test them to make sure they're right. But so I do that anyway, to do it downstairs, so I make sure it's okay on my end. But what it is if the chip is not in, I have this, which is an ESU tester. Now what that does is you plug like 8 pin in there, there's 21 there, and what I do then is I program the chip through this. Once I've programmed it, I can change the cables from program to track, and then while that's still in there, I can actually run this little motor here, and these little lights show you it's going forward and reverse. So you can actually test that the decoder is working correctly. Once I've done that, then I take the chip out and put it into the train, and it should work. Usually does. I don't have any problems. But then it's after that is doing the adjustments. Most of the adjustments I can do on this, but I can do also when I'm going in, when the chip's in the train, I have to do it with like this on the program track. So first of all, we have this. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to put this train into the system. So first of all, we go to here. Now I've already got this in here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. This is always a bit I hate doing. Right, so I'm going to put this one in at 100. Just to keep it away from my other locos. When it comes to this bit now, what you've got now is down here you can put in the code number. Now the code number for this one is 3695. So I put in, find the keys, R3695, and nothing will come up. Because I know it won't. But this is what happens. You get a blank. So you have to start playing around. So what you've got to do now is you take this out here, and we'll put in, packet. And these are all the packets. That one which I've got doesn't exist. As you see down here, look, see? So what we'll do, we'll put this one in. Right? Now then, that is not the loco. I have different ways of doing this. So what you can do is, if you go to this and then go to the 86, go to Railmaster and go to locos. Although that number most probably isn't in, what you've got to do then is look for that number in this 2,500 trains. So it's 3695. Go down here a bit. Still some more. Still a lot more. Bit more still. Bit more. 3695. 3694. 3695. It's there, right? So you do that. You then click the open and it puts it in like that. So that's one way you can do it. Something like my new Royal Scot, which is sitting there. That isn't in the system yet. There is another way how to do it. You have to go. What I tend to do is go on to the internet and put that train I want and pick it up off some like Hatton's or Rails of Sheffield, something like that, and pick the picture up. So what I've actually done, although I start that, what I actually do is then I put them into my files like this. So all my little trains sit in these files. And the one that I was talking about is this packet. Now when you do it this way around, so if I click that now and click this, open, it says it's too big. And there's the train look. So what you do is this little X here, what you do is do this, like this, and do this, like that. So you make it a square like that. You click the green tick at the bottom, and there's a train. So that is the other way you can actually put the trains in. Now once you've done that and saved it like that, you've got to save it. Otherwise it does not exist. Now what I've got now is that train now, although on demo there, it'll actually be sitting at the bottom. So if I now go to here, just for now, and go to all, always the train comes in at the bottom when you put them in. And there it is, 100. So what I actually do also after that, so I've got that like that. Now, as I've got the other one in already, I'll work it off that, because to do the CVs, now they come up as 255, but what I do with mine, because that's at the bottom, see that's it here, there, what that one is it takes, I do it 1 to 30, so what I'm going to do is do this one, which is the same train, right, basically. So do this, and that is the readings. Once you click that, now that, all that's saying that chip isn't in the system. So what you've got now is you click the green tick and it'll read these. Now I only do 1 to 30, right? Because that's the most ones you want. You want the address, most probably the starting voltage, you want acceleration, deceleration. There's 2 more there, which is maximum minimum speed, which I'll come on to in a bit. The other one is at 29 is this one here, and it says 6. If I click on that now, double click it again, what it does, it brings you this up. Now this is how they all come. So what you've got to do is take that out, because you don't want the DC bit, do that, and it'll change it to 2. So now what we're going to do now is go up here, and we're going to change this, just this one here, which is 3. We take those out, and we're going to put 100 in. We now click this bit here, which is a write to file, and it's now writing that file. You can hear the actual train clicking. This one actually jumps a bit when it's doing it. You see it actually move a bit at times. Yeah, I'll see it moving a bit. So this is why you need quite a bit of a piece of track. Most of you got like a DMU or something to make sure it doesn't come off the track, because otherwise you just ruin all this. So it's doing this bit now, and it's done it now. So you do this. You have to then click this, and up here at the top, to write it into the system. Now there it is. There's the other one. That's the other one. So at the moment, this is now running that way around. So if you actually go to this one down the bottom, we go back to that one we've just done, and I'll show you the difference between the two packets. So this one here now, if we do this one, which is the controlled one, if I go to this one, this is the uncontrolled one, because they're missing there, because I've done it the back way in. So if we go back to this one here, or that one there, let's put that one, so go back to that one. We go back to the CBs, forget the decoder. Now what that is this one here, which is number 7. If you click on that one, you'll get all the decoders that are put in the system at the present time. There's a lot more. We haven't had an update for 12 months, but that is where they all go in. Usually they put new updates in there, so we don't want that, so we'll leave that as it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this one in at 100, which we've done, and it's under control manner. We then click this, and whoop, don't want that, click this one and do this. Now this is as it is at 100. So what we're going to do now, we're going to push on the track like that. We're now going to go to shunt and watch, look, that is restricted to 10 mile an hour because that is the way it was set up. Now I don't do this with mine. The big ones, they don't need any changing, but with these little shunters, I do it a different way, only basically for the quickness of it. So if I actually come round here now, wait till you come round here, I'll just take it off the track now, and we'll just put it back on here again for now. So that is how it is as a coded one, as such, right? So what we're going to do again, go into it again. So this is it takes the time up. Right, we go back down to this one here, which is the one which we've got. We now go to this. Now this one, which is 52 there, is the uncoded one. Now if I now do this, take them out and put in 52 in there, because that's the only one I'm going to be changing. Click this, you see green, and then what it does, it changes to black. It's now number 52. When it goes down, he does the 29 as well. Done that. If we click that one, we have to click this and click this to reset it. Now there's the packet we're going to do now again, but this is the I might say the unbridled one. So it's sitting on the track. We now push this to 60. Now watch this. I don't run it at that. I've just pushed the speed up on the system to I usually do it this way around because I can, if it's stuck over there, I want to get it, I can just do it that way around. So just take it off there. So that is the way you do them. Now, one of the things you've also got in there is, if I go back into here, see, this is what takes the time, I'm afraid. when you go down to that packet, which is this one here, right, you have, so I can actually this one, which is now on really restricted, I can change that down and put that down as 20, 30, I can do what I want. So I can control the train by this part, not by the other part. So that is that one there. So we'll just come out of there because I don't want that one. Right, now when it comes to this one, which is a Hornby DB Schenker TTS complete, I haven't put the chip in, that was already in when I bought it, as you do with a lot of the TTS trains. Right, so if I actually find that one now, which is up the top I think, which is here, this one here, I put it in the same. Now what it is, I don't do any restriction on this one, as you see, I've taken them out. If I now go to this, that is the actual train, number 35, right? Now then, if you look down here, it says it's a Hornby TTS diesel decoder. In actual fact, what it actually is, when you have it, it is actually a Hornby. It comes up as that, which is an 8249. Which you think, hang on, listen, that's a TTS logo. But what it does with this is, if you go down here, which is 160, all these down here, 160 up bank here, this one's up here. These, see, there's nothing. Those are actually the sound functions. So at this stage there, right, so what we've done there is we've just done that, and all we'll do is click this, and I have to do this. You have to do this and make sure it saves, right? Now what I'm going to do now is, because I've actually done another little mod, I can go to my demo, and this is the Schenker here. Now what I'm going to do with that one is say it is said it's a Hornby standard decoder, right? I'll just bring it here so you can actually see it. So what we're going to do with that now, we're just going to put the sound on. Now listen to it. There's a whistle. I'll turn it off now, right? Right. We put it back on the program track again. We go back into here. So this is what takes all the time up. This is why I do these little shortcuts, just to save the time. We go back to the Schenker one. We go back down into the CBs, which is that. Now, as I said before, there's nothing down here, right? So what you actually do is, if I just go up there and put it in as a Hornby diesel decoder, TTS decoder, like that, what happens is now, is down here at 100, you know, look, these are all the volumes. Now if you actually do this, I only do mine 1 to 30, which is what I want. If you do this, you need to go to 170. To do 255 takes 2 hours. Normally mine take about 3 minutes, which is all I need. So what I'll do is just do that now. Well, this one here, which is F1 volume, right? They all come up as basically 4, right? So we'll do that and do this. You can only go to 8. Put that in as 8. We now write it. The reason for this bit is that you can actually alter the sounds of the whistles, and that if one whistle is louder than the other one, you can actually then alter the sounds, which is quite good. This is the thing with this Railmaster, you can do all this stuff. So now if I actually do this and come out again, and I actually put the sound on. Listen to the difference that makes. So that is how you can change the volumes of these TTS trains. Right, now this one. This is a lovely train. It's also, you've got lights, cab lights, and that, and this. So that's function 0, function 1, and function 2, because you haven't got sound in. So that's what that is. So what I'm going to do with that one now, I've pushed this up to 100, basically. So if I do this, notice how quick it went off, and it's going off at 100 miles an hour. Also notice I've got it at short. So if I actually now take that off there and put it onto this program track here, like this, get it on. We now go to here again. We now find that Royal Mail one, which is this one. We go to here, which is there, and that's how they're all read off. Now if you notice, acceleration is 1, deceleration is 1. I'll leave the deceleration as 1, because what these are is, the higher the number, the longer it takes, either to accelerate or decelerate. So if you've got this at 15, it takes basically 15 seconds for it to stop. When you try and get trains into platform, I usually put mine at 5 on deceleration. But this one here, acceleration. Now what I've got here is all my steam locomotives are set at 40 to acceleration. This one down here, which is my 29, that's set at 120, because it takes from here round to there before it gets to full speed. It also pulls with all wagons, so it looks realistic. So what we're going to do with that is we're going to change that now to 40. Sorry, 40. Right, we click this and write that one. It's done that, so we now click this, we click this, and we do this, and every time you do a change, if that doesn't flick, then it hasn't saved it. So now what we have to do now is put it back on the track here. Right, so it's there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to set that off again. Now look at that. That's the difference the change in acceleration makes. So that's going to go around now and build up speed as it's going, look. You can change that acceleration to what you want. What you've got to do is you've got to really, look, see. You can hear the sound of the motor that is going on full speed now, look. If I bring it round and put it on stop, that's how quick it stops. So, stop. So that's how the difference in the acceleration makes. So it's just like that one there, that's set at about 30, because it looks right. It's playing around with them, with these CVs. I've just been working on a gentleman's layout, which has been, for a week, it's been a nightmare. What it was, is, I did all his track plan and redid all his track plan. He's got 99 logos, all on here. Same as like on mine, I've got about 70, I think 75 I've got on mine, like this, right? But 1 to 65 work. After 65, do not work. I spent hours online to him, playing with this, playing with that. And one thing is that we got to the stage, I actually wrote to the support in Railmaster, explained what the situation was. They said, well, they suspect it's the actual decoder, the E-Link. Sorry, the E-Link. So he sent that off to Hornby. They sent it back and said, it's okay. He'd also, through me, he'd actually bought another E-Link by my mate at Steve at the Hobby Goblin, and that was sent off. That arrived. We tried that as well. Neither of them would actually change the problem we had. So yesterday, I actually spent 3 hours working on this. And what we actually did is we've got his disc, put that in, and got an evaluation copy, and it partly worked. But we still had this problem. We coded it up like we'd done with the CVs, but it still wouldn't work. So what ended up doing, we actually took the evaluation copy off, and before we actually took the Railmaster off, we actually did a deactivation reactivation, which is, if you go up here, there it is there. That one is it there, deactivation reactivation. So what we did is we did that, got the codes. I'd actually taken a photograph of the codes as well, so I could be doing it from my end, because I do it all through TeamViewer. We then took everything off the system. Instead of using his disc, which I've got a suspicion that there was something wrong on the disc, we downloaded the evaluation copy off the Hornby website. So we got the evaluation copy on. We'd already done a deactivation reactive, so I actually put his Railmaster code in, his Pro code in, so we got the Pro situation like I've got here. I put his track plan in, but somewhere we lost his logos. But so what we did is we got a train, his shush actually, we put that to number 100, 104 I think it was, not 100, we put it 104. Put that in, worked perfect. Put another one at 80, 86, worked perfect. So it must have been a corrupt disc that he'd got. So now he's happy, but the only trouble there, he's got to put all his logos back in again, because although we thought we'd saved them, somewhere along the lines they weren't saved, so I'm afraid he's got to do it all again. But that's the type of things I do. So yeah, that was I've had over a week with that, but it was 3 hours yesterday sorting that problem out. He's now got it running, no problems at all. I had then a call from my mate in Australia. He's got a loco that wouldn't run. We put it on, tested all the CVs, got all the CVs working, and it still wouldn't go. So I said, well, the only thing that is, it's got to be the loco. It can't be the CVs, because it's all the CVs are reading. So he's now got to undo the loco and find where it is, because what is most likely is between the chip and the motor. He's must have got a cable out somewhere. So that's another one he's going to be working on. But I do this all the time. You know, sometimes I can do 3 or 4 or 5 of these systems. People ring up. So if you want me at any time, I'm on 01782 302194. My email address is there. I can do all these track plans, put all the signals and everything else for you. Don't be afraid to call me. If any problems with Railmaster, I'm always here 7 days a week. And please subscribe. And also, if you go to my website, which is Hornby Railmaster Brian Hughes, you'll see a little logo at the top corner. If you click on that, there's a little bar there at the right hand corner. You can donate to my channel as well if you want to do. You don't have to, but it'd be most grateful. So once again, I'll see you again soon. Bye.